Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 19th, and we can get right into our economic data. Unemployment claims, 205, expected 215,000. Now, I got to tell you, I'm a little surprised at this number. I thought the unemployment rate would be, claims would be a lot higher. Um, I don't know. I just, everybody that I talk to throughout the country, they, the kids coming out of school and such, that there are just no jobs out there for some of these kids to be had. But anyways, and that combined with AI taking a lot of positions, and you're seeing a lot of cuts with a lot of these Mag 7 companies. But anyways, came in at 205, and we'll see how that impacts the market. I think probably going to have a little downside here in the morning. I think we've got to be careful though with shorting the market here, but we can get into that a little later on here. Let's see what else you have. Fed Manufacturing Index 18.1. What else we have? We have new home sales at 9 o'clock today, and then I think that's it for the week. No, yep, pretty much it for the week. So let's get into things. But before we get into things, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. All know how to do that. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and then go into the description area and find the link for our Discord channel where we do live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. So the VIX, we spoke about this gap down that we had from Monday morning. And I spoke yesterday that I'd like to see this thing close, right? So once we got above this 20-day moving average yesterday, I said there was downside coming. And I kind of had a feeling that once we had FOMC meeting yesterday, that was going to be the catalyst to really spike the VIX and get us up here to at least close this gap anyways. So we're getting close to closing this gap. There may be a little more upside on the VIX before the sellers are done, but I would anticipate maybe a push. Definitely close this gap, 27.18. You don't want to stay below that 28.27 level. If you get above that, I think more downside stuff are going to continue to come. For things to settle down, you want to lose this 20-day moving average again, 22.79. As far as the upside is concerned, if you do regain that 28.27 on the VIX, you could push back into that 35.17. Things are getting pretty volatile in the Middle East right now, so nobody really knows what's happening out there, but it's what is to be expected right now. But I think there's a lot of downside that is priced in right now, but that's just my own views of things. So let's get over to the ES. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We all know how to do that. Hit that thumbs up button, like this video, and then go down to our Discord community in the description area. Join our Discord community for live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time, right? So we have a lot of point of controls that are going to be open on pretty much all your equities that you're looking at. I'm pretty sure if I put a point of control script on all of these equities, it would show an open level here. So on the ES, we have an open point of control sitting at 66.8332. So if you do get that pop today, I would look for that to fade. Now, just because these point of controls are open from the previous day does not necessarily mean that they would fill that day. Come back and hit that day. As we said, that there were some open point of controls from last week, from the 9th, that they filled 4 and 5 days later. So, and I also explained that Tesla, I had some open point of controls on Tesla last year. It took 9 months for those point of controls to fill. But that being said, when a point of control shows me that it's open, I'll plot it on the chart and then just leave it there until it gets filled. So on the, you can see right now, we are respecting this July monthly high. I said yesterday, if we lose this August monthly high of 66.3925, you're going to come down and test this July high, of which we are right now pre-market. We are respecting it pre-market, but you got to see what happens once the market opens. You may get a little push. What I actually like to see, I'd like to see some push on the downside when the market opens to make me, maybe get that last final flush and then maybe we can get some short squeeze and start pushing higher right now. But we are definitely pushing lower right now. So I would say maybe if you do get that push into this 683 today, that could be a good area to fade. You know, your first area to fade would probably be this monthly high from August of 2025. You could see how it respected it in this pre-market right now. But, you know, again, not a lot of volume, so you have to see how the market responds once the market actually opens. We are well below our moving averages. The 20 moving average is sitting at 67.93.84. And so if you do lose the 65.81.75, you're going to probably shoot down for this target at 64.90, which is September of 2025's monthly low. I don't have anything down there that's going to be showing me some support in between there. So I can go and probably take a look, and I can probably find some levels, but it doesn't mean it's going to shoot straight down. But that is my next level of support that I have down here. I could analyze it a little closer and try to find some other levels, but if I have this level here with nothing else in between here, there was nothing that really stuck out. So I could break it down a little further and take a look at it. I will do that later on tomorrow. That being said, let's get over and take a look at the SPY. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. So I think, you know, a lot of the things that we could take a look at yesterday. So yesterday, here we are at 1 o'clock yesterday, okay? So here's the common denominator, right? Here's 1 o'clock yesterday, and look at what happened after 1 o'clock. Boom, 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 straight downhill, okay? Aside from that, consolidation, 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 okay? So what does that tell you? It tells you that this all happened because of what was said with the FOMC meetings, right? So to me, I think aside, and you're going to think I'm crazy, but I think that the biggest news yesterday and why it pushed the market down was not because of what was going on in Iran and not because of, you know, any kind of lack of interest rates, actually interest rate hike or decrease rather, but because of the wording that Powell said that he's going to continue to stay on as long as this investigation is going to continue to go on with him and Trump administration. And basically, what does that say? That says that it's going to prevent the new Fed chair from going about his path of directing our financial markets, right? So all that is going to do is create a speed bump, and the market doesn't like uncertainty, and that's pretty much what I gathered out of what Powell was saying yesterday. And sure enough, 1 o'clock, and then everything spiraled downhill. And you know what? If you look at every time Powell speaks, you can pretty much bank on it that the market tanks every time he speaks. So I'm not really sure. It's really crazy. I'm not sure. You know, maybe a couple times the market's rallied when he spoke, but I got to tell you, over the last year and a half, 2 years, when he spoke, straight downhill. So 1 o'clock, bank on it, downhill. Tried to hold the 200-day moving average here on the SPY, sitting at 659.77. Lost that. Lost it in pre-market right now. I would say maybe you could play this little pop and fade. If you pop into that 659 level, you could fade it again. And then I have a lower level down here, October of monthly low of 2025, 653. Below that, you have an August 2025 high sitting at 649.48, call it 650. And then below that, we don't have anything until July's monthly high of 639.85. On the, I would say, you know, pretty much on the upside, if you regain the close yesterday, 661.43, you could possibly push into this open point of control that we have open at 666.78. And then I'd probably look for maybe get a little headwind up there and get a little resistance, right? So anyways, let's get into the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Same thing on the NASDAQ, open point of control level, sitting up there at 24,686.88. And so that, you know, could be there for a few days, a week, who knows. But nonetheless, I leave it up there until it gets filled. You could see how we lost this August 2025 high, 24,495. Try to get up there, kind of a break and retest in pre-market. rejected it. Big level right now. So in order for upside to happen, you're going to have to regain that level. As far as downside right now, you could probably use this filled point of control that we have here at 24,403.71. It also is aligned with yesterday's close. Maybe you get a pop into yesterday's close, and then you use that as a pop and fade, and you can go lower there. We are losing all kinds of levels here that is making me think that we can definitely have some more downside coming in, at least on the open anyways. This regressional trend line that I have here from October of 2025, sitting at 24,300. Maybe you can use this level as your first pop and fade. And then you have your November 2025 low sitting down here at 24,153.5. If you lose that, you have September 5th of 2025's low at 23,976. That's it for the NASDAQ. Let's get into the Qs, and we'll get into Tesla, and then we'll close it up. Qs, very similar, open point of control level, 600.92. And then you can see that this low here from February 13th at 596.46. Break and retest, still holding that level right there. You also have this February low showing a nice response too. So I'm leaving both these levels in there. You can see how it responded on this February 13th. And then you have this February monthly low, which I think is going to be a bigger level than this February 13th level. So if you do regain this February 2026 low of 594.76, then I think you can push back up into that 692 level, which is the open point of control from yesterday. Downside, if you lose 590.36, you're coming down to 583.92. Not for certain, right? Probabilities, of course, which is August of 2025's high. If you lose that, you've got 580.74, which is November's monthly low. Below that, you have 574.69, which is July of 25's high. So let's get into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video. Tesla, again, same thing on Tesla. Open point of control from yesterday, sitting at 397.92. We lost the 200-day moving average, sitting at 395.85. Yesterday, beautiful pop all the way up into this 20-day moving average, right to the penny. Could have sold that thing all the way down here. I was actually long up into there. Made some money on the longs. Thought we were going to pop through it. I thought we were going to, everybody was going to get faked out on thinking like, okay, we're going to get short here. And I thought it was like getting enough strength and we were going to pop through it. But it definitely showed us that resistance right there. So now today, our 20-day moving average is actually dropping down. It's going to open up probably 402.74. Pre-market I had 402.63, but it's actually dropping a little bit because the market's falling a little bit right now. So you're hanging out right here at this February monthly low at 387.53. It's trying to hold there. Below that, you have a weekly low from March of this this month actually, 385.39. If you lose that, 382.78 is a low from November of 2025, and then right, and it's kind of right at a midline. Regressional trend line that I have from the highs from December of 2025. If you lose that December of 2025, I also have a midline regressional trend line here, 5-year midline regressional trend line sitting here at 377.82. You lose that level below there, you have an open point of control at 365.90. And again, like I said, last year we had some open point of controls with Tesla. It took 9 months for them to fill. So I leave these open right now. So we don't want to see those fill right away. But unfortunately, there is something open down here, but it has some confluence with May 5th monthly high. If you lose this level here, there's nothing. I have nothing here. It's a straight down shot from this 378 down here to 367. I don't see anything. It could be a nice little speed zone that you quickly move down here. And then if you lose that, these levels, a bunch of confluence down here of this lower, actually, this is a lower end regressional trend line from December of 2025, 363.57. But then unfortunately, we have an open point of control at 333.78 from September 4th of 2025. So you're going to have to watch those levels as well if we do continue to get that push to the downside. On the upside, if you do regain, I would say, you could get a push into this 392.15. That could be your pop and fade, and you had your close at 392.78. So those could be some good levels if Tesla turns and pops it. But if you do regain these levels, and then you push up into this 395.85 level, which is a 200-day moving average, that could be a pretty decent level where you can sell, look for a pop and fade. But then, of course, this point of control that we have open from yesterday at 397.42, it also has it has some confluence here with a regressional trend line that I drew from March 3rd, which was last week. Anyways, let's get over to the options. Oh, excuse me. So what we're going to do for today, we're going to have tomorrow's expiration. And we're going to have 395 calls we're going to start with. They close at 395, but we're getting downside right now. I expect these will probably open up in the twos. I may have to change this price to, actually, I'm probably going to change this right now. I'm not even going to waste my time with the 395s. I'm going to change this to 390, even though they closed at 680, because we're getting significant downside right now. These still may open up in the twos, maybe threes. And these 385s, they closed at $2.40. I may actually leave the 385s up here. I'd anticipate them to open up in the fours, maybe in the $5 range, but we'll see. But that's what I'm going to start with today on that on the options price here. Now, as far as what we did yesterday, yesterday you could have had two trades yesterday, which I did. You could have had the break on the upside. So the range on the first 5 minutes was 398.07 and 401.54 on the upside. I did take that trade, and I was long, into this 403.07. So I made a couple dollars on the upside there, and then this is where I gave some of it back, but then I was done. But then if you were patient and you were actually waiting till the FMOC at 1 o'clock, here's your payday, for being patient, right? So your 5-minute opening range yesterday, your low was 398.07. And if you were patient and you waited till yesterday, you broke it here at 105. And then you got down here to, how far do we go? 392, right? So 398, 392, $6. Could have made yourself about $4 on your premium. That equates into about, for every one lot, you trade about $400, right? So trade a one lot, make 400, trade a two lot, make 800, right? Pretty basic math on that, right? So anyways, that's going to be it for today. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, go down in the description area and find that link for our Discord, and come and join us for live trading from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time. If I don't see you in the trading room, I'll see everybody tomorrow morning for pre-market. Have a great trading day. I'll talk to you later.